It's the movie everyone's been waiting for, Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
It's time for the Jedi to end.
We're going to go spoiler-free, and I'm going to try to go fanboy-free with this review, too, because I know everyone's talking about it. So, Rian Johnson, new Star Wars. Now, of course, Star Wars, 40 years now making movies that have defined a generation, and here we have Rian Johnson stepping into the plate, and I think doing a bang-up job establishing new characters with The Force Awakens, and also changing our perspectives on characters we have grown up with, and that's an immense challenge with that. So again, I'm going to step away from the fanboy stuff right now and look at it objectively. It's a bloated film. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes long. There are some scenes that could have been chewed down a little bit. One particular involving Finn and a new character named Rose that was all right, but it could have been chewed down a little bit. They kind of float through a casino type thing. There's also a lot of humor in it, which works. Most of it works. A lot of it goes a long way to not work as well, too. But boy, all being said, those are minor bumps in a film that has so much action, but action that's purposely crafted to tell a story. It's original things we haven't seen in fights, in sword fights, and also space battles. I'm really overwhelmed by the challenge of this and the way that they have reinvented yet again this idea that they keep going back to, which is nostalgia versus moving forward. It's something the characters have, and it's something this film series have. I'm very impressed.
One of the big criticisms of The Force Awakens was that it was too tied to the original series, that it was kind of a mirror of movies like A New Hope. And this one, it seems to be a reaction to that. That Rian Johnson is the director in the middle of the series that ushers in the old and brings in some new things. And I think he does a great job of subverting our expectations and like you said, bringing in layers to these characters that we've seen. And the cast as well.
Yeah.
They do a great job of portraying the darkness in this, especially Mark Hamill and Daisy Ridley. They do an excellent job. I don't think they quite reach a Yoda and Luke Skywalker type relationship, but it's interesting to see them work together and how their dynamic plays out.
It's all done differently, and that's the thing we have here. We were talking earlier about James Bond films. They almost have to follow the same formula all the time in order to be a qualified film. In order to be a Star Wars film, there's a few things you have to have, and that's accepted. But how you do that within the film is kind of the creative thing here. And Rian Johnson, I think, does a good job skipping over things we've seen before or just changing our slight perspective on it. I think there's a lot of shocks in here. There's a lot of surprises. Some good, some may upset some fans. But either than that, I think it's something, the fanboy in me, the 5-year-old that saw Star Wars back in 1977 gives it 5 out of 5. The realist in me is going to pull back and give it a 4.5 out of 5 Joes.
I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 Joes. But there's a lot of stuff like we discussed that works here. For me, some subplots involving Poe Dameron and a story involving Finn and Rose, those were the low points for me. That I felt like this movie could have been probably 15 minutes shorter, and it's still you still would have a great movie there. But I think that this is the densest, most complicated Star Wars film since The Empire Strikes Back.
Absolutely.
I think that this is going to be worth multiple visits to the theater.
Absolutely. A true classic in the Star Wars field and beyond that in sci-fi.
Definitely. To read my review, check out St. Joe Live in Friday's edition of the St. Joseph News Press, or go online to stjoelive.com.
Catch me Tuesdays at the Friends Front Row Film Series at the East Hills Library Theater.
And you can join me next week as I review Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Until then, we'll be live at the movies. See you later.
See ya.